Buttonmeisters from hell. Ah yeah, why not? Welcome back to a new Hints and Theories video, this time to episode number 6. And I promised you a little hint related to the show Mollenstreken. That one will be at the end of this video. At first we will have a look at all of the hints and theories related to episode number 6. So this time we had 2 main tasks, although the first one was like a 2-in-1 task, so it contained 2 games. And let's have a look at the first group of that task. So that were Freysia, Everon and Letizia, and they had to search for the keys. And there's one scene in which we can see that Letizia takes something out of a hole in the wall and puts it back. And a little bit later we can see that Everon finds a key right there. And of course that makes Letizia look suspicious. Nevertheless, if we have a closer look on that scene, then we can see that she takes something out of that hole that is way bigger than the keys were. Also we know that the keys just laid there, not in a box, not in a bag or anything, and what she takes out of that hole looks a lot bigger than the key. So the question really is if she found the key and put it back, or if the production let us see a wrong order of the scene. So sometimes they do not show us the original order, but change things to make situations look more suspicious than they actually were. Nevertheless, it could be a hint leading to Letizia. The second weird thing about that group is that Freysia was the one to tell them to stop searching for keys, although she actually was the one who did not find any key at all. So they had to find 4 keys, and when they had 3, she said, well, 3 out of 4, that is enough. Of course we could say that she just wanted to be a good candidate and they knew that the other group would need some time as well. Nevertheless, it seems a bit weird simply because she always appears as such a fanatic candidate who wants to earn as much money as possible, and of course that would not work out if you do not find all the keys. But for the mole, of course, it would be a good action simply because if you do not find all keys, then you definitely can't earn all the money that is to be earned in that task. Now let's have a look at the second group of that task, and that were Thomas, Sahil and Kim Lian. So we know that Sahil had to leave the game, so let's focus more on Thomas and Kim Lian. And there's something weird Thomas says at the beginning of their part of the task. So we as the viewers get to know from Rick that there will be Buttonmeisters from hell, so lifeguards from hell appearing and trying to sabotage the game. But he also tells us that the candidates do not know that. So why does Thomas in an interview scene use the exact same description for those people? He literally says that there were Buttonmeisters from hell. And of course the interview scenes are filmed after everything happened, but still it wonders me why he uses the exact same words for those people. How could he know that Rick described them as Buttonmeisters from hell? And of course there has to be something weird about Kim Lian this time again as well. And that happened at the end of the task and was very obvious, and it seems like a failed mole action from her. So she and Thomas count the money they have earned and they come out at 1,400 euro. Then Sahil appears and she tells him that they have earned 1,100 euros. And you can literally see the question mark on Thomas' face when he looks at Kim Lian and why she's lying about the amount of money. That's the first weird thing about that mole action, simply because why would she lie when Thomas was standing right next to her when he had counted the money with her? If she wanted to steal any money from that, she should have done it before Thomas joined her, but not after they have already counted it together. And the second weird thing about that mole action is that Rick tells them how much money they have earned. And of course Sahir realizes that Kim Lian told him a wrong amount. And well, if you ask me, then if Kim Lian is the mole, why would Rick sabotage her sabotage? This seems a bit weird to me. Now off to task number 2 in that episode. A lot of fun, a lot of action, but also, because there was so much action, a task in which it is really hard to keep an overview of everything that is happening, and it is almost, well, not possible to keep an overview of what each candidate does when. So Fresia seemed to enjoy the task a lot, because every time we saw her she was racing full speed over that water. Nevertheless, she also did not seem to do that much during her races. So I really had the feeling she enjoyed being on the jet ski, but she didn't do that much. So sometimes we see her holding one of those buoys, but compared to the other candidates, she doesn't do that much. I have the feeling that she wants to appear like she's very busy, but in the end she, well, just races around. And she also tells us that she doesn't really listen to everyone, tries to get an overview by herself. If that really is helpful for the game, I doubt that. And of course, no game without a mulling action from Kim Lian. We see one scene in which she takes one of those buoys that was actually already on a correct place. She takes that one away and races away. So it was a 10 euro buoy that was actually correct already. Well, definitely a mulling action if you ask me. So much about the tasks so far. I'm sure there are some more mole actions in there, so if I missed out on anything, let me know in the comments. And now we have a look at 2 more things. The first thing is something that happened in between the 2 tasks, and it is the little conversation between Everon and Kim Lian. And I thought that one was really interesting. So Everon asks Kim Lian about the 250 euro. As you know, the 250 euro are missing, and Everon somehow figured out that either Kim Lian or Hila held them back. And I would have really loved to know why he thinks so. Because we as the viewers of course know that he is right, but it would have been really interesting to know how he came up with that conclusion. I have 2 possible explanations for that. The first one would be that he somehow figured out that the team Kim Lian and Hila only earned money, and then of course he could figure out that only one of them handed the money in. And the second theory is that if Everon is the mole, he would of course know who held the money back. And now that he is Penningmeister, so treasurer, he wants to appear like a really good treasurer, like a good candidate who is trying to protect the money. And this is probably why he wants to talk to Kim Lian about it, simply to make her believe that he is a good candidate. And last but not least for today, I promised you that mollenstreken hint from last week. And if you remember the first mollenstreken hint we had, then it was a little video call Lavetzi had with Rick. And somehow the video call, well, ended very abruptly, and something very similar happened this time. So they had a video call again, and Lavetzi was again allowed to ask one question, and before Rick could answer that question, the video call died. There are 2 interesting things about it. The first one is the question Lavetzi asked. He said he watched the second task, so remember it was the task with the swans, and he wonders which shoe size the mole has. That does seem like a very random question somehow. So if we have a look at the task, then we see that the candidates have different shoes on. We also see that Thomas took his shoes off, so they are standing on that little, well, surfboard or whatever the spikes are on. Yeah, it just seems like a very random question if you ask me. And the second weird thing about that whole video call is that of course it ends again before Rick could answer the question, but this time it ends because Rick lets the phone fall into water. And we know that water seems to be a theme in this season, and there is someone who keeps falling into the water. Just saying that this could probably a funny hint to Thomas. I know that there are very different meanings about Thomas being the mole or not. I just wanted to let you know that possibility. If you have any other idea about that weird abrupt end of the video call or about that really random shoe size question, then please let me know. That were all hints and theories of episode 6 so far. Let me know if I missed out on anything important, if you've seen anything suspicious that I haven't mentioned, and also let me know what you think about the things that I mentioned. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see each other again on Friday in the next quick hints video, and until then I wish you so much fun figuring out who the mole is. Bye!